Hello, all you powerful beings of love and light. Welcome to your Pisces new moon reading. And this Pisces new moon is going to be at its fullest on March 2nd of 2022, around 12:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can calculate where that is in your time zone. And there is this wonderful beginning of this next cycle. You know, we have, of course, every 28 or 29 days, the new moon, full moon, always changing. The moon's always going every few days into a new sign. But there's this beautiful full moon, new moon cycle as well that happens around every 5 to 6 months. So the last full moon we had, which I'll show you this card here, was back on September 20th of last year. And you can see that it was talking about balancing spirituality and practicality. And that's the energy that we were having around that time. Taking practical steps towards our dreams and towards our goals, trusting our intuition. And with like the full moon, when it's its fullest, immediately the light starts to leave the full moon, and that's the energy that was happening too, is there was these endings, or at least the beginning of endings, as the light began to leave the full moon. And so this whole 6-month period has been about that journey, and also a time of diving deep into our emotions, because Pisces, you know, they're the fish. They dive deep into that water, into that emotional waters that we are. So these last 6 months, there's been a lot of that energy going on, and we are ready for this new moon in Pisces to come around. Another beautiful card, and you can see here it says, attune to the divine. So the energy that's coming around this new moon in Pisces is about connecting to your higher self. And whereas before it was all these practical steps and making sure you're doing all the work, now we're going into this beautiful flow where it's asking us just to slip into that flow of life, flow along with our dreams, embrace what is going on. And when we do that, when we connect to our higher self and just go with that flow, then we want what is happening in our life. And what is happening in our life is what we want. We don't get so attached to the outcomes of the future or reflecting on all the mistakes and the should-haves of the past. We get to really embrace this moment, and in connecting and staying in tune with our higher self, it just allows us to be further on our way to feeling blissfully happy and in tune with our dreams. So I am going to have a separate card reading for each zodiac sign, and we're going to dig in more into this dream and this flow of life and what the Creator wants you to know and how you can use this Pisces new moon energy. So we're jumping into your reading right now. All right, my Libras, this is your reading for the Pisces new moon, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from this high vibe oracle deck, maybe, and to see what the Creator wants you to know in general for this moon. There we go, much better. All right, so for our Libras, what would you like them to know about this? Okay, nope, they said not all of those. Okay, it's this one. Actually, you get two. So we will take both of these. And you've got letters. And that says, write a letter to your future self. What advice would you give? What questions would you ask? So that is a focus on your future. And you've got salt and pepper. And this says, gently jump up and down, shake up the mixture of energy that is within you. Imagine heavy, dark pepper as negative energy releasing from every crevice of your body. Allow it to fall into the earth to be recycled. Pepper represents the thoughts and feelings that do not serve you. It is heavy energy that has hosted the pain in your body or the problems in the day you just experienced. Now the pepper is gone. Imagine lighter salt coming down from above, filling you with light, happy energy which moves into the space once filled by pepper, and notice how you feel. So yeah, there's this removing, allowing this negative, darker energy to leave you because it's no longer serving you. You know, we do come here to experience the darker side of life, because in experiencing the emotions of fear that are opposite of who we are back home, we more fully understand it. It's like you're constantly breathing air around you, but you don't realize you're breathing air because you've always had it, until you're 6 feet underwater looking up at air, and then you're like, that is air because this is non-air, and you have a new appreciation, understanding for it, and then of course you swim back toward it. So there is this release of this, you're ready to let this go. And with this letter, writing to your future self, there is this understanding, like, what questions would you ask your future self? That's going to help you understand your fears a little bit. In fact, we're going to be pulling from this black tarot, like the pepper, and it represents your shadow side. It's your tour guide on this amusement park of fear. And it will help you by showing you those programs that are running in your subconscious and the unconscious. So there are programs that we minimized because we didn't want to see it in our face, so it minimized, and it's still running, impacting us behind the scenes, but we don't realize it's running, and that's what the subconscious, what the shadow is going to tell us about, what they want you to know around the situation in the Pisces new moon. So, for our Libras, what would you like them to know, please? Okay, got these two, and any others, or just the two? Okay. Figured there was going to be at least one more. Looks like you get 5. So let's move these, make some space here. You have the Empress. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's going to be an interesting configuration here because they want it to be this way. And it's great. You have the Empress here, which is about new birth of things. And then we're going to pull from the Sun and Moon Tarot as well. Just see what else the Creator and Spirit, all your posse of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side, what they want you to know about this. Okay, so you have one here. What else? Okay, there. Is it just the 2, or is there any more? Last pass. Okay. Okay, yep, I figured it was going to be something like this. So we'll start here with the Empress card, because the Empress is, you can see she's got her little belly and there's a little baby inside. This is this new birth that comes forth, and you have this huge little moon star up here, and it's about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And she brings in this birth, she brings in this freedom as well, because what comes after her are the Emperor and the Hierophant, which are more rule-making and organization of things, versus this is like being out in nature, where there isn't all this restriction. You're able to breathe clean, fresh air and not feel the pressures of being in the city where all the rules and all the hustle and bustle and everything is going on. So there is this freedom that is coming from this, and this creativity that is being expressed here, that this is a time of a new birth for you. And so we're going to take a look here. We'll see what else that your shadow has to say. And you've got the 10 of Spheres, which would be the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Coins. That's all about your outside world. And 10 is the endings and new beginnings. And it can mean abundance. But I feel for this, with this Empress card here, this is about you have things in your outside world that are ending and beginning. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, and you have the 4 of Cups. So 4 of Cups is a stability when it's coming into the emotional area. So this is telling you that even with these changes that are happening in the outside world, that you're okay with it. You're actually feeling this stability. And because I feel like these darker energies, these darker pains and things that have been happening. So you've been going through a wonderful journey over these last 6 months, since that last Pisces full moon, with all that emotional deep diving that you've been doing. But you have this stability that is coming in, and this newness that is happening. And because it's a very stable emotional feeling, it's because you're ready to let all that stuff go. You're ready for this new birth. In fact, they're telling me it's like, yeah, when you've been carrying your baby for, the term 8-9 months, depending on if you're having twins or if you have a single baby or multiple babies, you're carrying it to term. And I'm having a memory of one of my friends who was having their first baby, and she was so scared of the pain she was going to have. But when she got close to the birth, like the month before, she was so full. It's like, I can't breathe, I can't eat, it's uncomfortable, I can't sleep, I just want to give birth to this baby, I'm ready. The fear got outweighed by the uncomfortable feelings, and I kind of feel like that is what is coming in here. Let's see what your spirit has to say here too. Yeah, the full new beginning. You are definitely ready. This is the endings and new beginnings. This is the new adventure. You're ready to head off into new territory, into new places. So yeah, you definitely have that endings and new beginnings happening here. Yeah, because here's the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings, new passion, new energy coming in. So you definitely are ready for this pepper to fall away and to be absorbed back into the earth, and you're ready for that new beautiful light to come down into you and to have this new birth and this new experience. And you do, when after they go through the pain of birth and you're looking in the eyes of that little baby, I've seen it so many times, it's just so worth it, when they look into the eyes of their baby, right? And that's what I feel is happening here. And then let's see what else we have going on. You have the Six of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your mentalities. And you do have this movement of your thoughts and beliefs. That's what the Six of Swords is about. You're moving from old ways of thinking into new. And this has to do with this letter that you're writing to your future self, because this has to do with the fears that you felt you've had in the past. It's like, sometimes I'll know, like when I do personal readings, that what people ask, what they want to know of the cards is generally what they're fearing about their future. And so when you look into that and understand what it would be if you could write to your future self and ask them, well, what is going to happen with this? That's because that's your fear. And so this reflection of writing, when you first sit down to write a letter and ask your future self something, just write out what you really want to know and then go back and reflect on it, because it's going to allow you to really understand what you're fearing and do you really need to fear it, and it'll transform some things for you. Yeah, because here you have the Four of Swords, which this would be where this is like this solid foundation of your emotions. This is a solid foundation of your thoughts. This is peace of mind. So you have peace of heart and you have peace of mind with these swords unfolding here too. So let's take a look here. Yeah, and you have the Eight of Wands. So you do have this beautiful movement of energy. So you do have this movement happening, which this could be thoughts around movement with the Six of Swords, and with this the Wands energy, which is your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion, and your spiritual energy. This movement. This could be also flowing out and having movement happen in your physical world too, but you definitely have this movement going on inside of you with your thoughts and beliefs and just this new journey you're going on. So it's going to come fast and furious, this wonderful new energy. There's going to be some beautiful things happening very quickly around this Pisces new moon for you. The other thing that this represents, because it represents spirit, the Eight of Wands is communication too. So you are going to be getting messages from the spirit realm during this time, and it's going to come from all over the place, from the outside world, whether it's seeing like a license plate or a bumper sticker, or hearing a song on the radio, or a sign, like a literal sign out, along the way, or maybe even getting like a junk mail or email that has a message on it where it wouldn't normally, it meant something about their product, but you reading it is confirmation of things, right? And so you're going to be getting a lot of information from the outside world, even overhearing a conversation, something in the outside world. Also, with all this mental stuff too, you're going to have these ideas and these solutions just drop into your head out of nowhere. Like you're remembering the answer, but it's just coming out of nowhere because that's from spirit, just dropping it in. And for some of you, it's also when you aren't thinking about a loved one who's passed and gone to the other side, and suddenly you have this memory that just out of nowhere, not triggered by anything that you are aware of in the outside world, right? You just suddenly have this memory, you're thinking of them. That's them touching that memory in your brain to let you know that they are with you. They always have been with you since the moment they left their body. They've been by your side, and they won't be anywhere else. I mean, they'll be everywhere all at once. They have that ability, but they're not going to leave your side until you have joined them on the other side. And so that's them letting you know that you are not alone in whatever you're going through, and that they do love you and they're always by you. And then you can also get emotional messages where you just get this flood of emotion, and your brain takes a moment to understand what it is, but you just feel an emotion. So you're going to be getting messages from spirit just all over the place. And I really love this card because it's like shooting out rainbows from your hands. It's that beautiful, beautiful energy that's coming in for you during this time. And then your final card is the Strength card. And this is beautiful because this is all about connecting to your higher self, right? And this is like your future self. And there's a beautiful message on this because usually there would be like an infinity symbol on or above this individual. And then usually you have a lion. This time they put a wolf, which is pretty cool on here too. But there's this beautiful story around this that the wolf or the animal is your human side, your human character that you're playing, and the other one is your higher self. It's your spirit being, the actor behind this character, who's a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And our little wolf comes down and it comes to live this adventure, and it's hungry and it's thirsty, and it's told to go out here and the outside world, and that's what's going to fill your tummy and quench your thirst. So it goes, go try relationships, which that can be romantic, friends, family, whatever, or circumstances like jobs or education, some sort of situation that you go into, or something physical like our physical bodies or our possessions or our bank account. And so it goes out there and it eats of those things, it drinks of those things, and it afterwards, if it filled you up at all, if it even slightly quenched your thirst at all, it makes you even more hungry, even more thirsty than you were before. So the little wolf becomes desperate. It becomes angry. It actually becomes hangry, which is hungry, angry, and it howls at the moon, and it's desperate, right? And it's not aware of the higher self yet in the beginning. And our higher self, of course, is always aware of our wolf self, our lower self. And so it comes down because it hears it howling, and it doesn't try to kill it to put it out of its misery or to try to cage it to protect others from it, or try to control it like a whip in a chair like they do with animals in the circus or whatever, because it knows, our higher self knows our lower self is hungry for unconditional love, and it's not getting it from the outside world, right? And so it knows that it is seeking unconditional love, and because it is made of unconditional love, it can give our wolf self what it is truly searching for. So it gives it a big hug, gives it all that love, and joins with it. And instead of, it's not like Superman who comes down to rescue it and then takes off again. Now that the wolf becomes aware of this higher self and helps it transform from this hangry, howling wolf at the moon, it turns into a little cub wolf sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole and complete, its thirst quenched, its belly full, and feeling loved like it has never felt loved before. And it joins together, paw in hand, walking, together in their journey going forward. So it transforms the journey that we're seeing. So there's this beautiful connection here between this. In fact, the strength card is like the poster child of this little series that I started at the beginning of the year, which is called You Times Two, which is all about getting to know the two of you that are living this human experience. And I feel like this is this nudge for that. And that'll be listed in one of the corners here at the end of the video here in a moment. So if you want to check that series out, it's free and it has a lot of beautiful information on that. And I feel like this is like nudging you toward that. So I'm loving this for you. There is this beautiful transformation, this ending and this new beginning, the moving from the old pain and the darkness and the fear, moving to this brilliant light, beautiful, bright light around this Pisces new moon. So I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, of course, in addition to these new moon readings, I do full moon readings. I do monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click on the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell, which when you go in there, if you select all, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out. Those things also help spread the love, because when you like a video or share a video or subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm very happy, and it wants to share those videos with others as well. So if you want to do any of those things, I greatly appreciate it. Also, these are general readings. If you want even a more specific reading for your life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below if you have that need. All of you Libras, just know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing new moon, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you take care.